Hey guys, Troy Casey, Certified Health Nut. Today in my own bedroom, we're gonna show you exercises and stretches to keep your spine flexible and mobile for life, which is directly related to your longevity. It's been said that you are as young as your spine is flexible. So let's get into it. First, we're gonna do a little bit of foam rolling, put those vertebrae back into place, and this also stretches and elongates the fascia all throughout the back. And so come up here, right on your butt, and at the top of your butt is the bottom of your back. And so you can start there, a little back and forth, and then mobilize down. Oop, there goes the lumbar cracked couple. I can feel this in my quadratus laborum, which is one of my stabilizer muscles. It goes around my spine. There goes. Oof. My thoracic spine just cracked. And so you should get into these. They should feel oh so good. And give yourself enough time to spend with yourself. And this can be considered as exercise, movement, etc. Oftentimes we get in our heads and we think that, oh, we have to work out, but this is considered working in. You can also work in and mobilize your tissues. Because if you don't take the time to exercise these tissues in this way, it can result in injuries later on down the road or immobilization. You can also put your butt down on the ground, find a position, and just stay static. This will open up the thoracic. You can move your arms in various different ways, move down the spine. Whoa, very deep stretch. You could stay in one area and do a couple of rounds of breath. Tongue on the roof of the mouth, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Move down a couple more inches. Ultimately, you just want to play with yourself. It should feel oh so good. You can move your arms or your legs in different ways and see how it can open up. You can also play with angles. This gets underneath the rib. Quadratus laborum, edge of the hip. And don't forget, one of the classic ways to utilize this foam roller is for your IT bands. Your IT bands definitely connect to all your hip region, which connects to your lower back, etc. I mean, said another way, you can't really do this wrong. Climb on top of this thing, it will teach you. Open up those IT bands. Wherever the body is tight. And go to the front of the quads. If we have dominant quadriceps are tight or they're overactive, they can pull down the pelvic floor, the anterior pelvic tilt, if you will. So we're just working to keep everything balanced. Next, we're going to move on to the Swiss ball. Swiss ball is an excellent way to open up the spine on the front. Again, you can use a static stretch, opening up the front of your spine. In yoga, this would be called bridge pose. If you can't do full bridge, you might get more mileage out of this. And again, you can go open up the side. Remember, the knee bone's connected to the nose bone, so anything that you do to open up the body, stretches, is going to help. I'll show that on the slant board after this. And when you're doing abdominal exercises, again, keep everything mobile. You can do abdominal exercises that flex everything all the way back. gives you much bigger range of motion, keeps everything functional. There are no isolated static muscle groups, so doing crunches can cause more pain and potential back pain. It's better to do functional movements, train on one foot, etc. Okay, so from here, we're going to move on to the slant board. Because the calves are such dense muscles, loosening up the calves will also loosen up the back. I recommend everyone have one of these for their house. You can find them in the gym sometimes, but not always. Remember, ankle strength and flexibility is related to overall strength and mobility. The ankle goes up the kinetic chain: knees, hips, back, neck. That's a good deep stretch for myself. Remember to breathe, tongue on the roof of the mouth, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. That should feel oh so good. And from there, we're gonna bust out our trusty, rusty yoga mat. Yoga moves traditional. A lot of our calisthenics were taken from India back in the day. Yoga is a 5,000-year-old system. There are many moves and poses that are excellent for spinal flexibility, dexterity. Remember, tongue on the roof of the mouth, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose is always important. Typically, you do warm up, you do sun salutations. This will warm up the body. Touch your toes, come back up. Eventually, you find your way into downward facing dog. Now, downward facing dog is an excellent exercise. Stand alone. This relieves tension off of the lower back. Activates shoulder strength. Tongue on the roof of the mouth. Stretches out your calves, your hamstrings, and your lower back. Ultimately, coming down, lowering slow, chaturanga. You can go up into upward facing dog, upper cobra. If you don't have the dexterity or the time, or you don't want to do that, you could do what's called Mackenzie press-ups. This stretches the front of the spine. Watch my spine open up. So this is very gentle. The purpose of this is to stretch the front of my spine. Look at underneath my belly button. My spine is stretched. And also the bottom. This is called the Mackenzie press-up. And this is for mobility, flexibility, mobility of the spine. Back up into downward facing dog. Again, you can come through, you can do a cobra. That's also going to help. And when you're doing yoga and you're doing the sun salutations, you come through these movements just to warm up the body. So said another way, you can do these at home. Find your own rhythm and flow. 5 minutes, 10 minutes is fine. Or you can go to a yoga class, hour, hour and a half, and it's going to take you through these gentle postures. Another way in yoga, open it up. Bring that leg through. This opens up all the hip flexors. Twist the spine as well. Other side. So these exercises are good and handy to practice at home. But systematically, if you're having postural issues, it's best to do yoga 2-3 times a week. Get into this practice systematic, and you're going to go through a lot of these movements. Even the slant board can be replicated just with a downward facing dog. Again, the Mackenzie press up. One more stretch to keep your spine flexible. Let's do the 90-90. This isn't a 90 degree. Come over the knee. And we're going to flip back over here. It's excellent for the hips. Everything leads back into the spine anyhow. Woo! Could even go into the butterfly. So, in conclusion, guys, get back to some yoga or just try some of these gentle stretches in your house by yourself. Get into your body. You can't do it wrong. Get into what feels good. Get into your pain spots. Breathe. Put your tongue on the roof of the mouth. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. You can't do this wrong. This is called self-love. Get to it, baby. Have a great day.